Ciao ragazzi, I am Rob.
And I am Katie, and this is Garrett Compares.
Nice.
Board Game Edition.
Well, I was gonna say we're not in our usual food position at the bar, so we're doing a board game. What board game are we looking at today?
We are looking at Quoridor.
Quoridor.
With a Q.
With a Q. It's Quoridor spelled with a Q, but it doesn't say Quoridor with a Q. It's Quoridor. It's Quoridor.
It makes me think of like Anne with an E, and like Anne of Green Gables.
Oh yeah, just say that. Hannah with an H. Two H's.
Yeah.
Rob with an R.
Okay.
I guess two R's. Because Rob with an L would be weird. Lollert.
I'm sure that's the name somewhere.
Okay.
Anyway. So Quoridor has been around since 1997. Neither of us had heard of it until about maybe 6 months or a year ago.
Yeah.
And we...
It's on like TikTok or Instagram that we heard about.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So anyway, because of like the snippet that we've, watched online, we wound up...
I got it for you for a birthday or holiday or Christmas or Easter or
something
Arbor
like
Day. Something. We don't know.
Shouldn't you give like a sapling or something on Arbor Day?
Well, interesting actually, because this is actually made of wood, so it's actually probably worse.
Yeah, it's like
worse.
the Dia Arbor Day.
On Arbor Day, anti-Arbor Day.
Yeah.
Ann Arbor Day.
Anywho, so supposedly not only has this been around since 1997 in this kind of iteration, it's based off of a 1970s game that was called Barricade.
Did you ever play that game?
I did not. I didn't even know this one existed.
Ah, Gotcha. Okay.
It is from a company called Gigamic?
Gigamic?
Gigamite?
Giga-who?
Whatever. So they are a northern French company.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And so they have a good amount of board games.
It also says Hatchet board games.
I think that's another like publisher because they have multiple publishers.
Yeah, because it's weird that they have like board game developers and then publishers are completely different. Anyway.
Exactly. So it was a recipient of the Mensa Mind Games Award. So it's
Mensa is that organization of smart people. Allegedly smart people. But they haven't let me in, so really, how smart can they be? Actually, probably really.
I mean, you should probably just take that test.
I probably should take the test.
So
cool.
What is there to know about this? It is an abstract strategy game.
Mm-hmm.
It is very quick, and you can only have 2 to 4 players for this.
Well, so the board game is interesting. So it says it's for ages. Here we go. Our list. It is ages 8+, 2 or 4 players. It says here.
Yeah.
2/4 players. And a game can take you, honestly, probably like 10 minutes.
10, 20 minutes. And a lot of the publishers, like the games under their
umbrella,
licensing, whatever you want to call it, that's a lot of what they have. Is it's very like quick to understand and like quick play times.
I'm on board with that.
So,
well, but also like it's one of those games that's like easy to learn, easy to pick up, but it is actually quite difficult.
It can be.
Or it can be quite deep.
Supposedly, like, they have competitions with this, and they even use, like, a chess timer, like one of those cool little clocks.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They have the whack. I never understood. I get that it, like, helps move things along, but honestly, I think chess
so stressful.
It adds I guess, I don't know, whatever. It's kind of like when they recently changed the rules for épée fencing, where if nobody scores a point in, like, the first 2 minutes, then...
What happens? Just the match over?
No, it's not the match is over, but there's a penalty for each of them differently, or it's the first person who scored a point. It's something weird. I hate it because épée is supposed to also be a bit of a money. That's a whole other thing. Anyway, okay. But this is Quoridor right here. Got a wooden board, wooden fences, and 4 wooden pieces. Meeples, if you would. Actually, kind of look like meeples, or whatever they're called. Whatever those things are. It's like a little, like vaguely human-shaped, like person-shaped thing. Doesn't matter. They're called meeples.
Is it?
Anyway,
okay.
I don't know, something like that. What is the objective of the game?
To get to the other side, like the
chicken.
Like
the chicken. Yes. So you take one of your characters. I'll take this guy, I guess.
Okay.
I'll take that one. And on your turn, you can do one of 2 things. What are those 2 things you can do?
So you can either move forward.
1 space. Whoa! I saw you hit 2 spaces.
Whatever. Here.
So you're moving forward.
So I can move forward.
And now it's my turn, and instead of moving forward, or I guess I'll move forward. I don't know, do you start on the board? I forget. Do you start on the board or do you start off the board?
You start off the board.
Start off the
it's
board?
a 9x9 board.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep.
Yeah, okay. And then what you can do on your turn now is you can take a
this
fence.
little fence.
Yep.
You can put it anywhere. I mean, so it can't be in between the blocks. So it has to line up.
Like you can't block 2 paths.
Exactly.
You can block like that. So basically, it covers 2 squares and the space between them. Right.
Yeah.
Now you have your row of fences. I have my row of fences.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you can't take from mine and vice versa. But the idea here is that you're trying to obstruct the person. You cannot box them in fully. So you can't create a box so that they can't move. This would be illegal, right? So there still has to be a way out. And then whoever gets the end first wins. And that's really it, right?
Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, if for some reason we were neck and neck,
oh, you can hop.
I can jump over you.
Yes.
But the only time that you can ever do a diagonal is like if, for instance, you have the barricades up.
In such a way that
like whatever, like this or something, and like I physically can't go that way. I can go diagonal.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
Now the rule book here is quite small. It comes in 4 languages, and there are only about 3 pages or so of actual rules.
So
And
I mean, that can't be.
It really
simpler.
is. It's not, and honestly, like there are also a handful of pictures in here, so it's not like it's all even text. So kind of in the same way that like it's less complicated than chess. I think with a similar level of depth, not as much, but similarly, where like does require some
some
thought.
people do take it very seriously. So when I was even looking on like the Wikipedia, they were saying like famous like tactics or moves or
The French Open and the poor man's folly, upper punch or something.
Why do they always have such fun names?
They do have fun names.
But it's something in that kind of vein.
Yeah. We've played a bunch. I think we've won equally against each other. It is a good game. It's quite quick, and it does come with a little bag here for all of your storage of your pieces. Yeah, and
that's about it. Well, I mean, they even put on the back of the box like this is perfect to put on your coffee table, and it's a conversation starter because it is very like modern and.
I don't just leave open board games in my coffee table.
Some people do, I guess. I don't know.
I mean,
maybe they do in France. Who knows?
Okay. So, let's talk about our final thoughts on this game. So we could just dive into final thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's very quick.
After this sponsor, who happens to be, I don't know, but welcome back from a carefully curated ad break. I hope you enjoyed the ads that we chose specifically for you. We did not. Okay, so really, this is quick because the game itself is not overly complicated in terms of like learning. Or actually,
well, I mean, look at the setup. You don't have really any setup other than putting. You don't even have to put these little fences in the little grooves.
I will say, so I do like the quality of the board. I like that everything here is solid wood. There's no plastic. There's no cardboard. It's actually nice. It's a nice little setup. Yeah. I will say that because these are all real wood, they're actually not the same width necessarily. So there's one piece we have in here that actually doesn't. This piece really doesn't. It's a little too thick.
He's a little too chunky.
It doesn't quite fit in the slots here, but that's not really. It's not a big deal. I mean, it fits between here-ish if you with a little bit of pressure. But the other ones slide in nice and easy.
Yeah.
But the pieces are smooth. They feel fairly sturdy. Okay. So.
And they're rounded off a little bit.
Easy to learn, right? Difficult to master?
Probably.
Okay.
Well, because I mean, it really is kind of like chess where you need to know how your opponent is going to, like, what kind of tactics are they going to use.
Mm-hmm.
So I think more of it is you start getting a hang of it depending on who you're playing against.
Yeah.
And, maybe like what works for you as far as like how defensive you want to be, how offensive, something like that.
A lot of swearing. Super offensive. So offensive when we're playing. So if you were to have kids and you're thinking like, oh, I want to get them into different kinds of board games, whatever. I don't want some of these overly complicated games like we've had the Power Wolf board game or other crazy ones. Mm-hmm. Minimal setup, easy to manage. You don't have to worry about like kids probably breaking pieces as much. Compared to checkers, yeah, this is more complicated. This might be a step between, I would say, checkers and chess. If you're trying to teach a kid, especially if you as a parent or whatever don't know much about the chess, or you're not practiced, or you're not particularly good at it. This is a nice middle ground. But it is going to be a little bit mentally taxing than like checkers would be, which is pretty straightforward. But I think this is like a good kind of learning development game for kids as well, to practice strategy, that kind of thing.
That's probably why.
And it might be frustrating for them for that reason.
I said maybe that's why they got the Mensa award.
That's true, yeah. So okay, so easy to learn, probably difficult to master. Setup,
Super easy
setup
setup. It's
could
almost
literally could not be
non-existent.
easier.
I
Yeah.
mean, it give you this little handy pouch, but probably don't even need that.
Honestly, yeah, no, it really could not be easier. I mean, there's really no art or anything to speak of. The instruction booklet is perfectly clear, and it's, we explain it to you in about a minute or so. How do you move? Like this, or you can do a fence, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
If you want, you can go to the side.
It's true. So, yeah. It's basically playing two pawns in chess, but that can move in all directions.
Yeah.
I guess it's like playing the king. It's actually like playing kings if you had only kings in checkers, or in chess, rather. I don't. I want to say it was about $30 or $40. I don't actually remember off the top of my head.
Which overall, I mean, if you're having everything be actual wood, that's
Absolutely worth it.
That's
yes.
good.
What are our criteria when we talk about board games? We've talked about the difficulty, the setup.
Difficulty setup, whether or not it's cooperative or competitive. This
is strictly competitive. So there is a 4-person variant. I haven't tried it. So
essentially, it's the same thing. Other than you, instead of 10 fences, you get 5.
Right, but do two people start on one side or do two people start on the other?
I think they
actually kind of opposite each other.
They start opposite.
That would make sense. Let's see. You can review this really quickly. I have it in French here too. When the game starts, 4 pawns are placed in the center of. They're placed in the center of each of the 4 sides of the board, and the player is given 5 fences. Yeah, the rules are identical.
Yeah.
There's no 3-player rules for this, although I'm sure you can find a 3-player variant. Possibly. There probably is.
That'd be weird.
It would be weird. I mean, all right. You recommending it?
Yeah, I think so. Like, why wouldn't I?
Out of 5 or 10 stars, whatever our ranking system is. What do you think? Is this a brilliant game? Stunning? I play this every day. I mean, it's one of those ones that I think you could play more often because it's so easy to set up and do.
Exactly. I mean, right. I think if you are wanting something very quick,
you have 15 minutes, like, hey, let's do something.
Which I think a lot of us are.
Yeah.
It's...
And the amount of time it takes to set up, play 2 rounds, and break it down, I still would not have set up Aldratar.
No.
Right.
That takes like 40 minutes.
That's a 45-minute or so setup.
Then you have to reread the rules to be like, am I doing? What's the objective?
Right. But no, I mean, this is a full recommendation for me. This is awesome. And there's a reason it's one of those award. What would you give it?
Like a 4.5 or a solid 5 out of 5?
I mean, I don't even know. Like, I don't know how they could make this better, honestly. So I guess
no. I mean, it is what it is. It's simple.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like and because I don't know how you can make this better, I would say it's still like a 5. Like just because it's like when I think of like when you're ranking something on a scale of like 0 to 5, 1 to 5, whatever. Like, is there a way they could improve this? Maybe. How? I don't know. Then the answer is probably it's a 5. Like, I don't know how they could do this better. So it's brilliant. It's great. Kudos to I think the name here says Mirko Marchesi.
He was the board game designer.
That makes sense.
Or the game designer itself.
Okay, so that was the guy back from the 97 you said it was?
Mm-hmm.
Neat. I mean, and even then, they have 4 rules on the back. Shows you step 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how you play the game.
See how great that is.
It's so easy. All these awards listed. All the laurels.
I think because there isn't. I mean, we already said it's very bare bones, but in like the simplicity is what actually makes it really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like it's pictures. You could even figure this out with pictures because they have like little arrows and stuff. So it's something where you are breaking down barriers.
Right.
And just enjoying a very fun game that can be as complex as you want it to be.
Right on.
That's it.
That's all I've got. Check this game out.
Check this game out. They have a lot of other ones that are kind of like this. And
there's a video with a QR code on how to play it too. So you have a lot of options for learning how to play this game. So there you go.
See,
that's all I've got.
They're meeting different learners where they're at.
Yeah. That's all I've got. Do you have anything?
No.
Cool.
I mean, if there's another board game you'd like us to try, and we have a lot of board games to get through.
We do have a lot of board games to get through.
But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for joining us.
Don't forget to check us out in all of these places. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube's, Instagram, websites. All those things.
You have a lot of things.
Punch that notification bell and... Oh wait, no. It was punch that like button. And what did I have to do?
Tickle that notification. I can't say
you can't. Punch that notification bell. Tickle tickle the bells. We'll see you next time. I am Roberto.
And I'm Katie, and have a good day.
That's all you got? Have a good day?
Yeah.
Yep. I feel like we could do something related to the board game. May your...
What?
Have a good day.
Move forward or put up your own barrier. I don't
Oh,
know.
wow.
See, that's terrible,
It's
right?
pretty terrible. It's pretty terrible.
That's
Bye,
why
friends.
have a good day.